Hi everybody, it's Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 184, and I have an adorable card to share with you today. I so enjoyed doing the unboxing yesterday that when I pulled out some of the new designer series paper, I knew I had to play with it right away, and you can probably guess which pack it is, just because I think I oohed and awed about all of them, but there was one in particular that I was just like, oh my gosh, it is so me. So that's what I'm going to use today. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So I'm so glad that you're here joining me today. I do my premieres usually Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays with a quick little video on Saturday. We live out in the boonies in Santan Valley, so our internet connections are not super good. So I have found if I pre-tape, it gives YouTube time to upload and you have a much better quality video. Once in a while I'll do a live, but usually they are premieres. So I am off to the side watching live with you. So what's great about that is I can watch your comments, answer your questions, and so it's kind of like a live in a way. Is that, what would that, remember they always used to go, is it Memorex or live or something like that? Anyways, I'm probably aging myself. So anyways, I'm going to stop blabbing. I would gab with you all day. So close your eyes for a second, and I'm just going to adjust my camera. All right, so hold on. That looks pretty good. All right, I use the lines on my table to keep me straight. Okay, so I do want to remind you, we have a new host code. So if you are ordering less than $150 before tax and shipping, please use that code there, and then that allows me to, if you earn the goodies and the guts, that's how I get those. Also, my registration for the virtual fall social is still going on. Early registration ends in 10 days. So August the 18th is the early registration ending, and if I still have room, I'm about half full, a little over half full. If I still have room, then there'll be the late registration. So you do save $10 if you register early. If I have room, like I said, it'll go to August the 30th. But anyways, and then it's in September. Okay, so if you have any questions, make sure you let me know. I do have more information on my blog, and it's over there. Okay, so this is the paper. This is the Garden Walk. And this is the paper I'm going to use today. It is the cutest paper, and I just love all the colors. I love the springy look in it, and it is so versatile because it's got like right here, this is kind of Christmassy, and then when you go further, that is definitely to me more Christmassy with the poinsettia look. So it is a great pack of paper. This is not available. This is only available to demonstrators right now in our pre-order. And the mini catalog will go live in September. But like I mentioned yesterday, if you want these items now, you can join my team and you can put them in your starter kit. So if you are interested in that, if you have any questions at all, make sure you let me know. Okay, let's see what we're using today. We are using the Hey Chuck. You know me, I love the Hey Chuck. We're also using the die. So this is a bundle, so you have a die that cuts it out. I'm also using, I always gravitate to Stylus Shapes. It's just got some great shapes for greetings. I'm going to use the Darling Details again because I used it last week, and it's just a really fun die. It's a new one that you might have missed in the catalog. And then I'm going to be using the Basics 3D folder. Now I just put these little marks on here so I remember what they are. And A just means it's a 2-pack. All right. But I grabbed the circle ones. Also, what is really cool, and I kept these to say something and then I forgot. So when you cut this die out, you get these fun shapes. So I've just been keeping them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but but they're really fun. Like, it's like you get another die shape when you cut them out. So I haven't decided yet, but they're super fun. All right, so I'll probably just stick them in with that folder so I know what they came from. Okay, so let's get our card stuff out here. Now, I did some stamping ahead of time just to save a little bit of time, and I also did some die cutting. All right, so I do want to get this glued so it can dry really good. So let's do that first. Sorry, I have my arm in the way. I also got some new business cards. Aren't they cute? All right, they match my blog and all that good stuff, my YouTube stuff. All right, so I need to poke out a couple of these. All right, so what I want to do is I want to glue this to this other piece of cardstock, and I chose this one because it looks to me like a doily, and I'm going to use the fun little chicken, so it's kind of country, so I wanted to use that. I also liked the circles because it kind of reminded me of, like, well, maybe these could be like the top of the eggs, like in the egg carton or something. So I just kind of grabbed that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this with just the green tip glue. And I'm getting as close to that stitch as I can. So like I glued it last week, and I'm just putting some glue in these other areas that it's a little bit more room. And we're going to glue it to the polka dotted embossed paper. Last week we glued it to designer series paper. But the card I'm doing today, the white embossed, was better. It wasn't as busy. If I'd have glued it to the designer series paper today, it would have just been too much. And you'll see when I get doing the cards. All right, so I'm just putting a little bit around the edge. I think that's good. I'm just going to drop this on here, and we're going to let this glue really well. I need to pull it over a second. Just a little bit over there. And I'm just going to put my block on there so that can just add some weight while we are working. All right, let's put that off to the side. Okay, so what I did do some stamping and embossing ahead of time, like I said, just to save some time. So this is all stamped with the Memento because I am going to do some coloring with the blends. So we have a couple fence. We have our cute little chicken. I also did a sun and daffodil. Even though this DSP has winter wheat, the daffodil still looks super cute with it. All right, so let's get this piece and some scrap. So let me just grab a little scrap paper I have off to the side here. Okay, so what I want to do is remember I said I would love this in a top? So even though I can't wear it in a top, does not mean Clara the Clucker can't have a top with this on. So this is basically, I'm doing some paper piecing, and I'm using this designer series paper to do that. All right, so I'm going to stamp our cute little chicken, and I'm just stamping her up here. I don't need her head on there because I just want, you know, her body. So this is just, you know, a piece of this paper that I trimmed down for the inside of my card, because this that goes on the front is 4 by 5 1/4, and this is 6 by 6. So if you trim the bottom, you can get 2 inner pieces, and then you have your 4. All right, so we've got our cute little chicken. Now I'm going to take one of our Stampin' Right markers. Now these are new this year. They have changed the way they look, so I like them a lot better. So the writing one that was really, really fine, and I used to have kind of some issues with it. Now it's thicker, so you know you can still write with it, but it's a little thicker. And then the brush one is really cool too. So I'm glad that we did update those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my writing side, and we're going to draw a little outfit on our chicken. So I want her to have kind of like bibbles. So I'm just drawing a line down here and here, and none of them will ever be the same. And I want it to go across here and here and here. Now it's a little hard to see because of all the pattern, and then we're just going to trim it out. All right. And don't throw that paper away. You can get another chicken out of there. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. Now I'm going to cut along the outside of that marker line. So paper piecing is basically just stamping on designer series paper, and you can put clothes or whatever. But this way, we're actually making clothes, because the chicken didn't have any clothes on her, but we're putting clothes on her. All right. So you just kind of have to follow this line and up here. And around that arm. I just don't want to cut off the wrong thing. So it's better to make it bigger, and then we can trim it if we need to. But I think that's her tail over there. All right, so let's bring her over here just to see. So see, this goes here and up here. So yeah, I need to cut this right here. I just wanted to make sure. And it's only paper, so if I mess up, I can do another one. All right. Good. So now she's got that cute little apron on. All right, so we'll just put that aside. And what we're going to do is we're going to color now. All right, so let's bring our blends over. And this should be getting good and dry, because we are going to trim it. So a few of you, when I used that die last week, I heard from a few of you, and you had said, oh, you had totally missed that. So I'm glad that that video helped. I miss things too. You know, you look through the catalog, you're so excited you get that new book, and some things get missed. I even missed some things for the pre-order. All right. So this is just number 600, and I'm just going to color the fence really quickly. So 600 and 400 are in the tones, and the number is on the side. So here's the item code of the marker, but on the side it says SU600, so that's usually what I go by. So the 6 and the 4, they're in two different 2-packs, like they don't come together, but I use them together all the time. And you will go, yes you do. All right, so this is 6 and 4. So this one is 6, and then we will finish it with the 4, which will give us like this nice kind of dark. So we've got some light wood and dark. So I'm just kind of scribbling it along the side there. And then just drawing, and then it just kind of looks like wood. We don't want to cover all of the lighter. We want to have light and dark. So if you ever want me to do a video in particular, maybe you're having trouble with a die, maybe you're having trouble with coloring or anything, just reach out and say, you know what, I would like you to show blah blah blah, and if I can, I will. I did have somebody ask the other day for my Mimeograph Monday, and I can't remember, I wrote it down on a post-it and I stuck it there. I don't have that stamp set yet, but I do have a post-it just in case I order it. All right, so now I'm just taking the 400 and we're going to do Poppy Parade. I'm just putting some 400 and that's going to give me 3 colors of red. So that was just the number 400. Then I'll take my dark Poppy, because Poppy Parade is in this designer series paper, and plus I think Poppy Parade is my go-to red. It's just such a pretty, bright, fun red. Alright, so this is dark Poppy, and I'm going right over top of that 400, but I'm going out a little further, and then we'll finish with the light. But what that does is it just gives you a little deeper Poppy Parade where the 400 was. When I color my chicken, I'm going to make her be, I want her to be kind of like a white chicken, but I don't want to not color her, because even white has a color as it catches the light. So let's do her feet and her beak. And I'm just using the pumpkin, the dark pumpkin, because they're pretty skinny, so I'm not worrying about doing light and dark. Now I cut her out with the die. I love that. That leaves that little bit of a white border around her. Let's give her some eyeshadow. And she looks like she has a little bit of an attitude. I think she's like going, ha ha ha, I can wear this as a shirt and you can't. Alright, so I'm taking my light gray granite and I'm just going to kind of go around the edges of her and like up underneath here. But I want her to be a white chicken, but like I said, white has a color, and we're just kind of just putting like a shadow, right, like around the edges where it would be. Let's put some on these little feathers here. Now some of these you won't even see because of the little apron that's on there, but I'm coloring it just the same. Alright, so that looks good. Let's bring our little apron over. Now if you want, you can even add a little bit of the blends on the apron so that it will also have a little bit of a shadow as it goes around the edge. Like that. And it just makes it look a little more real. Okay. Let's see. Good. What am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything. Alright, now let's glue our apron on. Now I'm going to put the apron on with the green chip glue. If you want to pop the apron, you totally could. But I'm just going to glue it directly on with the green tip. Okay. Get that on there. And then just line it up as best you can. There you go. So now she has this cute little apron on. Now, I think that even though she's a chicken, you know, she's a girl chicken. Because I'm looking at her and I'm thinking, I know the stamp set is Hey Chuck, but I'm making her be a chicken. So she's going to probably lay some eggs. So let's see. So she's going to go and lay the eggs and she's going to collect them. So she's going to need a pocket. So I'm just cutting some of this DSP, some of this extra, and we're just going to make a little square. And it doesn't have to be a perfect square. And then I'm just going to cut little diagonals right there, and let's see if that's too big. So see, now she's got this little pocket that she'll put her eggs in there. Alright, so I'm going to take a gel pen. Now, we don't sell the gel pen. You'll get a gel pen if you do my fall social. But these are just off of Amazon. And I'm going to put some little stitches. So I'm just going to use my lid here to hold this in place. And I just want to put some little stitches around the edge. And that's just going to emphasize that pocket a little bit. There we go. Now I want that to dry. It takes the gel pen a little bit of time to dry, so I don't want to mess with it and smear my stitching. So while that's drying, I think this should be dry by now. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim around the edge, but I'm putting probably about the same border that is around the chicken from the die I'm doing on here. So I'm leaving myself you know, that little border. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, after all, we are doing a chicken card and she's got clothes, so we know it's a fun card, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, there we go. So we have our fun little, so see, it looks like a doily. So let's bring our card over. And this should be good and dry by the time we put that together. Alright, so this is the card base, and I picked the basic white thick. That's usually, if I'm going to use a white card base, that's what I grab. It's got a nice heft to it, so it's just a nice, you know, nice thickness. Alright, so let's get for the inside. Now I'm not going to say anything on the inside. Now the inside of the card is just the basic white, the thinner, and I want to use the DSP that I used on the front. So here is the apron, as well as what's going to go on the back of the card, and here's the pocket. So I like to kind of put them together. Now I say that I don't always, so if I ever do a card and I don't, it's not like you have to, but if I have the DSP, I would just as soon use it, right? Alright, and I just like that extra little, like how it peeks from behind there. Alright, so we'll trim this, and we'll stick this on the inside of the card. And like I said, I'm not going to write anything, and that way I can use the card as a thank you card, or you know, a lot of times the cards that I do on my videos end up going as thank you cards for orders, so I don't always put anything on the inside. Alright, so this is going to go on the front. And this is what I mean. When I did the card last week, I had DSP here, and it looked super cute, but it would be too much. It would be too busy, and you wouldn't notice the cute little apron on the chicken if she was glued on the paper that her apron was made out of. So that's why I kept this pretty clean and pretty simple, but I couldn't have it be just plain. That's why I used the dots, because then it just emphasizes that paper that is so adorable back there. Alright, so let's put this on the card with some dimensionals. Now this card's going to have a lot of dimensionals on it. So if you mailed a card like this, you might have to put extra postage. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so that's going to go on here in the center. Like that. Alright, now that pocket should be good and dry by now. And I'm going to put it on with dimensional, or not dimensionals, a glue dot. So, put our glue dot there, and my pick tool, and we're just going to put that on the apron. So now she has this little pocket so she can put her eggs in her. Okay, doesn't that look cute? Alright, so let's put our card together. So we have our fences, And they're going to have dimensionals. I also have my You Rule the Roost and the sun. So I'm going to put my You Rule the Roost like this. So the sun is coming up behind the greeting. So I'm going to put glue dots to hold that on. And then we'll put the rest of it on with dimensionals. Alright, so I have dimensionals on everything but the chicken. I want to wait till I get everything in place, and she will go on the card last. Alright, so let's take our fence. And let's take this one and we'll put it down a little bit so the fences are a little uneven. And we're going to put our You Rule the Roost, and I'm going to put this at an angle up here on the corner of the card. So the sun is actually going up here. Alright, so You Rule the Roost. So it's going up, right? Like it looks like it's going up, but it's still staying within the card, right? It's going above this. It's going out of the little doily, you know, die, but it's staying within the card, so when we put it in the envelope, it's not going to catch. And then we can put our little cute little Clara the Clucker on there. She's so cute. So I think she'll look cute right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, let me see where I said I was going to put her. So I'm going to put a dimensional here and here, and those dimensionals will hold her on, but they'll keep her even with the fence. So she'll kind of lay on the fence and she'll be about the same height as the fence. If I'd have put my dimensional on here and then stuck her, it might have stuck to this fence and then she would be all like crooked. So I'm putting my dimensionals on the card instead, and then she just, you know, sits there in front, and then she's good and secure. See, she's not going anywhere. But now, you know, she's the same as the fence. But isn't that so fun? Oh my gosh, I just love it. So here's the one I did earlier. I always do one ahead of time. So they're pretty much the same. Now you can see here, this is the one that I put that shading around the apron. So doesn't it give it more depth? This one I did not. So, and that's easy enough. I can go in there and I can add a little bit, and then that just pops that apron off the card, so it's not just like, so it looks like it's on her and not part of her body. But anyway, so what do you think? Did you think that was a perfect use for this cute designer series paper? And you know I have to use Hey Cluck again. Alright, so hold on. Let me say see you later, alligator. What the cluck, Chuck? Oh my gosh. Alright, so I love how that turned out. And I need to order more of that paper. I know for the pre-order we can only order so many at the beginning, but as soon as you know, the catalog goes live, then we can order, you know, more of them. So I do want to get more, because that is right up my alley. So let me know what you think. Let me know if you like the Hey Chuck, if you like those fun critter cards, because that's just so me. If you have any questions at all, make sure you reach out. Otherwise, I will see you Friday for my dies shorts. That will be at 3 o'clock Arizona time, same channel. And I have some exciting news for you. And that's all I'm going to say. Isn't that horrible to tease you like that? All right, some of you know what it is. All right, but that's all I'm going to say. I'm so bad. So mean. But it is fun. All right. So I'm going to stop blabbing. Like I said, I would blab all night. Have a great night. I will see you Friday. And thanks so much for joining me. All right. Bye for now.